Hi everybody, hope you're doing marvelously well. We're big, we're bad, and we're back with another episode using SoundGym. This time I wanted to try it out on something a little bit more interesting, I suppose, and advanced than just the sort of generic EQ moves that we were doing before. Those were fun to help train our ears. But they have this thing they call the Compressionist. So let's check that out. So please, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And if you hit that notification bell, you guessed it, you'll be notified when we have a new video. And of course, you can go to producelikeapro.com and sign up for the email list. And what is so wonderful about this is SoundGym are giving us 3 free lifetime version of the software. So you can join somewhere down there, enter the link to win and all that kind of good stuff. And if you're already using SoundGym and you have some experience with this, please, let's talk about it below. I want to know what you've been using, how it's improved your workflow, what games you like on it that kind of get you better. But I'm going to have a go on this Compressionist. Well, first let's read it up here. It says, audio source will be played through a certain compression setting, drag the makeup gain to even levels, then select the parameters to recreate the compressed sound. Let's check it out. But I think what they do is they start with a very limited amount of controls, which is smart. So we'll go to a percussion track here, I suppose. And they go to a very limited amount of controls. And then as you progress, so you start to understand what attack and release will do, they add those. Let's have a quick look, see what's going on. Okay. So quite a compress. Here's their sound. Let's go to ours. So I brought the attack back to the minimum there. This is where it was defaulted. And you see on that slower attack, it's letting the transits go through. So you hear that pap, 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 pap. So if I now take it to 0, pretty smart idea. Really, really smart. Because everybody always asks me, what's attack and release? Why do I need to adjust it? Well, there it is. There's a great example. Super fast attack, really grabby. You hear the compression start really, really early. Slower attack, you hear that the actual attack, the initial transient's getting through. All right, confirm settings. We got it right. Yay. All right, let's try another one. So we didn't need to adjust the attack there. I suppose if we had adjusted it... Oh yeah. Ridiculous. So, that was a good example of to hear what was wrong. So there's their version. You can hear it's grabbing it quickly. So we'll go to 10 milliseconds. There you go. So we've gone to that faster attack time at 10 milliseconds as opposed to 100. And confirm settings and off we go. So you see how it's working. It's giving us the option to adjust the attack time quite dramatically. It's almost from the two extremes, from 10 milliseconds to 100 milliseconds. There was another one which was between 0 milliseconds, so immediately obviously, and then 1 to 75 milliseconds. But it makes sense. They're giving us that ability. I'm not sure where it adjusts to other settings, but let's keep going. Immediately it sounds more aggressively compressed, doesn't it? This is theirs. Hear the attack, the transient. It's not that pronounced. Now hear ours. Super pronounced. So let's bring it back to 10 milliseconds. It's ours. Theirs. Pretty identical. Great. So, what a nice, simple tool to teach people compression. And what's very interesting about this, these guys are smart. You know, when people ask me about how to learn how to use attack and release time, you know what I tell them to do? I tell them to get a drum loop. Because with a drum loop, you've got all those percussive elements. You can hear, you know, the way a transient's being affected pretty dramatically. And you can take a loop and turn it like dry, super dry and attacky, or you can go the opposite and make it super roomy and bring up all the ambience in the mics. So, smart thinking. All right, continue. Now we're hearing quite a lot of attack on that. I mean, that sounds like it at the moment. So, but just to play devil's advocate, even though we know it's not going to sound right, let's go to the shortest attack. See, all the transients disappeared. Go to theirs. There's a transient. You hear that pop, 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 pop. You hear that pop, pop, pop. I think of all the features I've tried on SoundGym, this is the one. This is really good. Eric told me it was going to be good. Good on you, Eric. All right. Next. So this is interesting. Now they're narrowing the gap between 25 to 75 milliseconds. Let's hear the That was a little bit more difficult. It's definitely the 75 milliseconds, but it was a little bit more difficult. So 50 milliseconds is quite dramatic, but still. Okay. But now it's going to get difficult if they're going to move it between attack times of only 25 milliseconds. It should still be doable, but that shorter attack time just brings up just a little bit more ambience, a little less very, very, very tricky. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, we got it right, and it's fairly obvious, but it's trading my ears. It's making me think about it. I love it. Wow, there's only 15 milliseconds difference between these two. 15 millisecond difference. And I was just listening for a little bit of the attack, the extra attack, but also just how much of that kind of sound was being like squashed. So great tool. What we just learned now is minimal, like tiny little incremental moves on the attack. So where's it going to take us to next? Level 1 cleared. Continue. It looks like it's defaulted to a drums HD or Dr. Comp. I don't know what that means. We'll go for drums HD. Play again. Listen and compare and restore the compression settings. Oh, nice. This is great. So it gets quite dramatic on some of these source material here. Wow, that was a 10 millisecond attack difference. Cool, so I went a little bit faster on that, and you can hear, so apply everything you heard me talk about on the first one where I was spending ages listening and talking about it, and you realize that you can train your ear to hear the differences in attack, and that's absolutely huge. It's one of the biggest things that I've learned is how to understand the relationship between attack and release, but attack is one of the biggest ones, because you can take a drum sound like you heard there and go from pap, pap, pap to and just get everything squashed with a super short or no attack time. You're just going to grab that initial transient and just smush those drums back in. Great for room mics if you just want energy. Horrible if you're trying to bring out the attack of a drum. I mean, honestly, drums are the way to go. Percussion instruments, drum loops. If you just want to load in your own drum loop into your DAW, put a compressor across it and adjust the attack time like this, you will hear everything happening here. Pretty remarkable. Great work. So thanks ever so much, SoundGym, for giving away one free lifetime version of this. So they do a monthly pro membership. So if you just want to sign up for 1 month and try it, I'm sure they want everybody to sign up for a year, but let's be quite frank. If you sign up for 1 month and played that game on a regular basis, you're going to train your ears pretty darn quick. They've got compression ones, obviously, but they've also got EQ ones. They've got loads and loads of things to really, really help train your ears. That's pretty remarkable, though. And the reason why we liked that one and chose that one, in retrospect, quite frankly, because that's the one Eric was telling me about, is it answers the number one question I get asked. You're always asking me how you can learn how compressors work and what does attack mean. Everybody gets the idea of the release. They get the idea that there's this, they think of VU meters, grabbing something and then relaxing it and releasing it, because we've all seen the VU meter. But what they don't understand is like where that attack can start. You tell people, well, it's the attack time. And they're like, huh? They're like, how soon the compressor comes in? They're like, huh? But you show them and go, use your ears. Like, oh yeah, now I hear pap, 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 or I hear poof, poof, you know. Like my sound effects? Great tool, very easy to use, very instructional. Thank you ever so much. Don't forget to enter to win a lifetime membership. If you've been using SoundGym, please leave a bunch of comments and questions below. Let us know how you're getting on. Have a marvelous time recording and mixing, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Oh, check out tomorrow's video. It's going to be immense.